everybody, and today we are here with another board game review. Today we'll be reviewing Cthulhu Death May Die.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we'll be telling you that why you should play Cthulhu Death May Die. Cthulhu Death May Die is a co-op game by Eric Lang and Rob Davio. It's by Simon, and Simon is famous for making games like Zombicide. And the thing about Zombicide is that those are mainly amerotrash games where you are fighting, just killing zombies, and that's
While
what
trying to complete an objective.
in Zombicide, yeah, the objectives are minimal, but there are some objectives, but mostly it's about killing. And this game is no different because it shares more of its DNA with Zombicide than a game like Mansions of Madness where you're trying to solve mysteries. I will say this falls somewhere in between where you have to do some investigation kind of things, some objectives, but mainly in the end, 50% of the remaining game is just about killing one of the elder ones.
Like
Now, let's-
50, maybe 40%, 45%.
okay. So let's first see what kind of components are going to be there in the game. As you can see on the desk, that there are going to be a lot of sculpts, a lot of miniatures, which you're going to get with this game. And these are not even all the miniatures that I have said. There are going to be these smaller cultists, some deep ones, ghouls, that you're going to have a lot of, and the game is going to spawn more and more of them if you're not keeping control of them. Then there are also going to be some medium sized enemies. Well, medium, they are, as compared to one of your investigators, it's still going to be huge in front of them, but still these are the medium enemies. And the game has a very good mechanism that it doesn't throw all the big enemies at you in the same mission. So how it makes the game simple is that in each of the missions you are going to deal with any one of them only. So for example, if in one of the missions you are going to deal with the fire vampire, then none of the other monsters are going to be there. So it makes it easy for you to manage the enemies. Which is going to bring us that how does the game decide which enemies are going to be in play in this game. That is decided by the mission cards. So the game comes with 6 episodes. So this is season 1, what you're seeing of the content, and game comes with these
Very
6 episode
plain.
cards. And that's one of the beauty about these games, that it's very modular. You can mix and match modules to get a different experience. So 6 episodes, 6 missions, which are going to self contain some of the cards. So there is no common inventory cards, there is no common mythos or bad cards that control the enemies. All of those
Mythos
cards,
is basically a sort of omen thingy.
yeah, it's how the enemies are going to react this turn. So all of that comes contained in one box. So if you're going to play, you just pick up a box and all the contents will be inside, which you're going to use with your game.
Please?
Yeah. So those are 6, and that's one of the first departure from Zombicide, because in Zombicide, even though there were objective based missions, but mostly it was about killing. Here your 50% of the game is going to be about trying to find ways on how to actually resolve this story before you get to the killing part. You will be killing it throughout the game, but killing the big baddie will be the remaining 50% of the game. Then the other components that you're going to get is within this box is, of course, you're going to get an enemy card, which is going to tell you that which
It's
enemies.
basically gonna display the enemy's health, what the enemy does during its turn, and how the enemy will attack.
Correct. So you put it on this board that's provided with the game. This you can say playmat kind of card, play card, and you will put it there. So it's on display that okay, the enemies do what's their special ability. So you don't have to open a rule book or something just to remember that how this enemy moves or how this enemy attacks. It's right there on their card, their health
Plus, it's
and their
easier to
attack.
keep track of their health this way.
Yeah. Then there are going to be smaller enemies that are going to be added there, and their health card will be coming as well, along with the Elder One. Now that brings us to the Elder One. The Season 1 game comes with 2 boxes of Elder Ones. And these are the elder ones. What the cultists are trying to do is they are trying to do some kind of rituals. That's what they
They're
do.
summoning, they're doing their voodoo magic,
Yeah.
and then basically trying to bring the Elder One into the physical world.
Yeah, and these are the two elder ones that come with the game base box. And again, you're going to get those two big elder ones, and these are the big baddies which you have to kill. That's your remaining part of the game in which you have to kill them
They're gigantic.
to actually win the game. So even though you're going to disrupt the ritual by following the objectives given on the season episode card, but after that, then they become vulnerable, and then you're going to kill them. So that's what the second these big boxes are going to be for. There is of course other content in this. So for example, each of the elder one comes with their own mythos cards as well, which get shuffled with the episode season card. And again, that's another modular thing in this game, that you can mix and match episodes with that kind of elder one, and it gives you a different flavor then. So if you have played, for example, episode 1 with Cthulhu first, then you can try to play it with Hastur, and it will give you a different flavor, because now the enemies react differently because...
Lemon and lime.
Yeah, lemon and lime, that's correct. Then the last thing that each of the episode is going to give you are these inventory cards. So these are investigation or discovery cards. Mostly these are good, but there are sometimes some curses that can happen to you if you are unable to do the things written on them. So if you will be slowly getting these as well and improving your inventory. Now,
if you're not like my father and run into spaces that will not allow you to get one.
Yeah, so to pick these up, you need to be alone so that you can investigate. If you're not alone, there are enemies, then the enemies are going to attack. Now that we have covered at least majority of the components, let's go into the game and then give you a flavor that how the gameplay actually works. Each investigator is going to have their own investigator board. So the game comes with 10 investigators. Another thing that makes this game very unique is that each of these characters are going to have some abilities, and one ability which is written on the top is going to
with the star icon,
is going to be unique for each of these characters. The other abilities get mix and match between characters. So some may be good at brawling, some have marksman skill, some have arcane mastery, magic skills, stealth, some can move faster. But the top ability is what makes them unique from every other investigator, which gives them one unique power which no one else will have in the game. So the first thing you're going to do is select an investigator. And
and I also forgot to mention, there's like backstories on the back of these player boards, as I like to call them.
Yeah.
Which honestly just makes the game even more fun.
So you can read just to know about the characters and their motives behind it. So these are our investigators. Once you have picked them, what you will be doing essentially on your turn is that you will be moving around on this modular board. Again, these are different tiles, double-sided, and the mission is going to tell you that how to set up the map and place tokens accordingly so that you can do your missions. I've just set this up, a smaller one, just for representation. This does not spoil any of the story that comes in these boxes, because my intention is not to spoil any of the story that comes in these episode boxes. But essentially what you will be doing is moving around these maps and then accordingly doing the thing that the mission tells you to do. So for example, these,
or at least trying to accomplish it.
Yeah, and you are trying to do those actions to disrupt the ritual, which will let you summon the Elder One to the board, but in a vulnerable state. So you will be doing that. Plus, of course, there will be enemies. You need to fight them. If you don't fight them, they will follow you. So for example, if I move through here, then these enemies, without killing them, they will follow me. And at the end of my turn, it will be the enemy phase. And then they are going to fight me and hurt me.
They're going to absolutely destroy you.
How the fighting occurs. So if I'm in a space, I'm going to declare which enemy I'm going to hit. And then I'm going to roll these 3 black dice. There are some player abilities which are slowly going to improve. And let me add these bonus green dice as well, but that will come later. We'll talk about bonuses and upgrading the characters later. By default, you're going to roll these 3 black dice. And the problem with these 3 black dice is that there is success only. This exclamation mark is the success symbol, which is only on the 2 sides of the dice. Then there are these insanity symbol, which is on 1 side of the die, which is going to make you go insane. And as if you know about the Cthulhu mythos by H.P. Lovecraft, then that sanity or insanity is a big part of his. So you are going to slowly go
Insanity
mad.
mainly.
Yeah, and this makes you mad. If you get a lot of insanity, which is tracked here on the top part of the player board, you are going to go mad and just run away and abandon the mission. So you have essentially lost that investigator. If all the investigators are lost, the game is lost anyway.
Well, it's not like you, after you immediately get insanity, then the game would be very hard, per se.
Yeah.
Just until you reach this skull icon.
Alright. There are going to be some dual symbols, and then there are these arcane star symbols as well, the Cthulhu symbols.
I think it's the elder one sign.
Yeah, the elder sign.
Yeah.
So you're going to get this, but this sign is affects some special powers if your character has those. So these are the dice that you're going to roll. So not every roll is going to be good, because you're going to slowly go mad by fighting these enemies, these horrible creatures as well, and slowly you're going to gain sanity. As long as you have enough hit points, you are going to equal to or greater than their health, you're going to kill that enemy. There is mitigation, roll mitigation. There is a stress counter here, so you can take more stress to re-roll any of your dice. But again, it's limited ability, and you need to actually complete your objective by then. If you are free, another action that you can do is rest, which will let you heal your wounds as well as reduce your stress. But you need to be alone, not fighting an enemy at that time. So that's how fighting occurs. Similarly, the enemies cards are going to tell. There is the dice shown here, that what are the dice they are going to roll when they are attacking. Now that covers your basic mechanics of how the fights occur. You will be moving around the rooms, maybe destroying things which will disrupt the ritual, maybe bring things from one place to another
Picking
which
up
will
things
disrupt
and
the
absolutely
ritual.
losing them.
But one of the things you're not going to enjoy is picking up these mythos cards. So do you like it?
Absolutely not.
No one is going to, because
No one.
these are going to give bad things to you, do bad things to you,
Nonetheless, no matter.
spawn more enemies. And whenever you pick them up, then you're going to see that, okay, what's going to happen. So this happens after your turn. So you're going to happen, it's going to either spawn more cultists, let the cultists be on different portals, or say things like, okay, all the cultists are moving one space towards you, and now they start moving, and then they are going to attack.
And yeah, as Baba said earlier, if you don't kill them, then all I can say is party mode.
Yeah, that's going to happen in this game, that a lot of characters are going to go on board and start killing you very fast. Then another important thing that happens on this one is there is this doom symbol, and so these mythos cards will start going in the discard pile, but you are tracking the number of doom symbols in your discard pile. And once there are 3 doom tokens, then the elder one advances on this track. So this track is going to tell you the length of the game.
Basically, it's a sort of ritual thing.
Yeah.
As if the cultists have completed one ritual.
Correct. So this green area is till when you have time to actually disrupt the ritual. If you are unable to disrupt the ritual, as soon as this tracker goes in the red zone, the elder one, in this case Cthulhu, is going to spawn on your location. And you don't want to be there when this happens. Run away.
Run away.
Run away. So
Like stealth mode.
yeah, and he will be indestructible in this mode, because you didn't complete the disrupt the ritual. So you still can try to disrupt the ritual, but it's going to be hard, because now Cthulhu himself is going to start hitting you, and he is not easy to kill. But once you have disrupted the ritual, For the elder ones, there are going to be different stages of these cards that are going to come out. So as the stages move, you their abilities are increasing with time. So you kill them, then it goes to the next card. The previous all the abilities still remain active, and he gets new abilities, and his health is refreshed. Then you kill him again, then his abilities increase again, and then
He's just basically getting angrier and angrier.
correct. So you have to kill him 3 times with more and more. So it's like a video game boss fight in which you try to hit
It's
a
like
boss fight.
36 health in total.
Yeah, 36 health in total. So if you try to actually in video game boss fights, if you know that first time you try to hit boss enemy, you try to find a pattern. Okay, this is how I'm going to hit. Then he changes his attack mode. That's what's exactly happening here. They change their
And in
attack
some
mode.
cases in video games, boss fights, they tend to have different phases. You can say this is kind of like that. Each phase getting harder, but the final phase is when, if you defeat it, you win.
Correct. Now the tracker still keeps on moving even though the elder one has spawned in the real world, but this tracker keeps on moving, and if by the time this is going to reach the last spot, the doom spot,
Also the exploding spot.
then the world is lost. You have lost the mission. The Cthulhu is now going to overtake the world, and everything
He
was
is
for nothing.
absolutely indestructible. Like, he's like obsidian.
All right. So that's what the game is. We have told you everything that goes in this game, except the player powers, because the best feature that I like in this game is insanity. The more damage, the more mad you are going to get.
It's honestly a very puzzling thing. So, as I said, or as Bubba said, whenever you roll insanity, of course you have to take it. However, once you land on one of these pink spaces with a white spiral, you actually get to upgrade one of your powers. Let's say you upgrade your main one, the one that makes you unique.
Yeah. So
And that basically makes you more powerful. However, at the same time, you don't really want to take insanity, since that.
yeah, so you have to manage that. Initially, you do want to get insane as quickly as possible because it makes you stronger, but that also means that later on you are quicker to die as well, because once Cthulhu comes, for example, one of these Cthulhu abilities is that he makes you go insane very quickly. So it slowly starts to escalate, even though in the start it's very slow, but later on it will become very fast. So maybe you're trying to manage that. I don't want to go insane, but if I don't go insane, I'll not be powerful enough to kill him anyway. So you want to have just manage that as a resource, that how much insane you want to go.
Sometimes we end up very, very much here.
So you want to go to these milestone symbols and then get these upgrades, and these upgrades are game changing ones, especially if you upgrade them to the last value, because the last one you will say, oh, the game is broken. For example, in the toughness skill, the toughness skill lets you re-roll if you one of the enemy dies when you're getting attacked. So you're tough, so you're trying to dodge or take the hit. But if instead we talk about his 4th level toughness, then you can get 2 wounds from anyone and you wouldn't take it on your health meter. No, it doesn't hurt you. You have gone so much insane that the hits of these normal cultists don't even matter to you.
One game, when we were playing this game, my father basically had a party of a gigantic party, a whole party of cultists and like 2 or 3 deep ones, and none of them, literally none of them, could kill him.
Yeah, because I had upgraded my toughness to complete full level. So those 4th level,
He's walking around. He's just walking around leading a party of cultists.
So I was so insane. Similarly, for example, brawling. So in brawling, you get 1 additional bonus dice when you are hitting one of the normal ones. That's your basic skill. But if you upgrade it all, whatever dice you roll, the hit goes to all the enemies in the room, not just one enemy. So all of them are going to get hit and maybe even get killed in one shot, while Cthulhu will survive that, but still he's going to get that damage as well. Then there are going to be abilities about stealth, in which you can be in a room full of enemies and you just pass by all of them if
Just
you
kind of like
upgrade them.
squiggle against the wall and exit. Oh boy.
Then in swiftness you get additional turns which are going to be very crucial. We talked about toughness. Then in the marksman skill you will be performing free attack actions when you have upgraded it. So these are going to be game breaking. There is one power which lets you re-roll as many times as you want in your turn. Again, very powerful magic. So you really do feel powerful as you go insane, but at the same time you are feeling vulnerable that any time I can lose. And that's the beauty of this game, which I love to manage, because I love going into enemies, because I thought, oh, they are going to make me insane. Good, because then I'm going to beat them up. And
you're just barging into a room with enemies and like, who wants to start a party?
so Isha, was this game fun?
In a way, yes. I very much had joy killing the elder ones and monsters. Not as much as the cultists, they're too easy.
Yeah, the fun of this game is going to be the absurd situations that you will end up with. You will say, oh, we are going to, you might be in your third or fourth turn and you will be saying, oh, we are going to lose this.
Third.
But by the seventh turn, you will be like, I'm John Rambo, I'm going to kill them all. And that's how much powerful you will
John Wick.
Yeah, like John Wick. Don't come close to John Wick in Cthulhu. And that's hilarious. You will be, the game is not supposed to be hilarious. But there was not even a single
It's
mission.
even painted, it's even, like even the tiles are painted in a way as if something's haunting you, something, it's making you scared. But no, we're absolutely taking none of this seriously.
And so you will be laughing because of the fun that you are having, of the absurd situations you will be. There was not even a single mission we played in which we were not laughing out loud about what was happening on the board, the number of enemies that there were, and still we managed to survive. Not all, but sometimes.
Not all of the people survived, but we definitely did manage to succeed.
Alright, so that's Cthulhu Death May Die. Highly recommended game. It's
Highly, like, tip of the eye, no, not tip of the Eiffel Tower. What's the think of the longest thing on Earth? High as Mount Everest, that's it.
So, yeah, I love this game. If you don't like amerotrash games, oh, of course, by the look of this game, you're not going to play it. If you don't like monsters, so for example, Ishal was scared of these monsters, and when she saw the miniatures, I'm not going to play it. But once she did play it, it was just fun. So do try it from that point of view, and I expect that everyone is going to enjoy it. The only bad thing that I found in this game, only one, is these abilities of the elder ones. It's slightly difficult.
You killed Cthulhu.
It's slightly difficult to manage their abilities because the game makes it very easy, very focused. Okay, this is the mission this time. These are the special actions available to you. These are the enemies. Very easy to manage. You go to a new mission, very easy to manage. You will get a new rule set directly on the cards. You don't have to look at the rule book. But these elder one abilities start to pile up, and you will be required to do different end of game conditions, and it's very hard because once you are in the mode and you are playing, you forget about, oh, we were supposed to do this as well because now Cthulhu has a new ability. And that was slightly difficult to manage because you had to remember that now Cthulhu has, or the elder one has, a new ability which you need to do every turn.
It's basically just, you're basically trying to stuff everything you can into your brain, but there's always one thing that just slips out of it.
Yeah, and one thing we didn't mention is these insanity cards as well, paranoias, different medical conditions that
psychotic outbreaks.
Your characters are going to get, which adds again a modular thing, which is going to add more replayability, because every time you're going to mix these and give one randomly to each player, which is going to give them a personal profile of whenever they reach one of these milestones, what thing is going to happen to them, what's their paranoia which is going to haunt them. Adds more replayability or adds more variety. The investigator, one mission you're
And
finding
sometimes you can
difficult
ask.
with one of the investigators, try a different investigator because maybe some other skill will be more useful.
Sometimes they help them, sometimes not so much.
Okay, so that was our review for the Cthulhu Death May Die base box, which is also called the Season 1. Um, so, as I have already said, it's highly recommended from me. About Season 2, I don't own it, but I know about it, and the reason, even though I love this game so much, I'm still not sure that I'm going to buy Season 2 for the reason being. In Season 2, what I've heard is these missions that come with this game are very simple. In Season 2, they go slightly above, which actually excites me. There is more variety in the missions that come in Season 2. But the thing that's bad about Season 2, which due to which I'm not going towards it, is that it doesn't come with a new Elder One. And the Elder Ones are your 50% or 40% of the game.
Like, yeah, they're the majority. They're, if you want to succeed, you pretty much have to kill them.
Yeah, so I would have loved if they had given a new Elder One in Season 2 as well, along with the new missions, so that you get a little bit more variety. It does come with new monsters, it comes with new investigators, but no Elder One, and that's sad. I understand Simon is selling different Elder Ones separately, and they want to just earn more. But I thought it was bad that they didn't include a new Elder One directly in the base box. By slightly increasing its price, that would have been fine. But anyway, that's the main reason I'm not going for Season 2. But if you do find it interesting and you have enough cash to actually go for a separate Elder One to buy plus Season 2, then of course go for it as well, because I have heard only good things about Season 2 as well. That's all for our Cthulhu Death May Die review. That's it from us. Happy gaming!
Happy gaming!